Do here is I'm just going to help you a little bit with completing these activities. First of all, I did the first page very quickly because I can do it one of two ways. I can either take this over here now. See what I've done? I've split the screen and I have two tabs up here. Each going to the same place, but so one tab is for the activity and the other tab is so I can look at the lecture. And so when I'm doing this, if I look here, I can just move this little red dot along. And if I look up here in the background, okay, so as I go along, okay, I'm seeing the word developmental tasks, okay, and so I can go through and I look for all the developmental tasks. I can also look for, the psychosocial crisis. I can look for um, the core pathology, the central process, whatever I'm looking for, I can see it up here when I'm going along. Now, what I've done here is I have the activity open over here. So as I look at this, I can see that the first one is the development of, if I kind of close this out a little bit, okay, so the development of sensory, perceptual, and motor functions. Okay, so now what I've done is I've gone over here and I've scrolled on this right here. Okay, and so I've scrolled along. See, I can go and I see the developmental task. When I look up there, it says sensory and perceptual motor function. Oh, just what I had here. Now as I look here, I see important terms are neuroplasticity, transient exuberance, okay, pruning, and then it will go into, if I kept going along, I would see the slide on glial cells. So if I kind of went along, see I'm looking up there in the top, there's glial cells. So all I do is now I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to slide this up. And then the next thing comes up, all right, sensory motor intelligence. So I would get on here again, come over here, and I'm going to look up there in the top and I'm going to see to when sensory, I can see that hearing and vision is up there. Infants and faces, okay, so we're still in the same thing because taste and smell and touch and all of that is there. And then what I do is I come to sensory motor intelligence. So I look here and then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to look at these different types of things. So motor routines, so there's motor routines. Categorization, infants with understanding of causality. Okay, so I look up here and there's understanding of causality. So then I would just click on this and I would move up there. So there are two of them, and that's kind of how I would go about completing this assignment. I think some of you are spending way too much time on this. So the two ways I would finish the first page is I would look at table 3.1 in my textbook, which kind of gives you everything, or I would just kind of scroll through the lecture. Sometimes the developmental tasks will be listed at the beginning, the psychosocial crisis and so forth, but sometimes they won't. Sometimes you have to dig them out. But also I'm giving you a big hint here. You can look at the first table in your textbook and it kind of gives you all the developmental tasks and so forth for the whole developmental process. But then when you get to this, it's just looking at this, and then I would scroll over here and then I would find the heading, and then usually the answers are right there. So hopefully this helps. And I don't think it should be taking you an hour or a half an hour or 40 minutes. I see that many of you are finishing it in 16 minutes or under, and that would be my idea if you were taking this quiz in class, how much time I would give you. Okay, so hopefully this helps those of you that are struggling. And again, make sure you go all the way through, close it out, and make sure that your score is in your grade program before you move on, and not that you don't have a blue clock.